started the recording. Now here, why this taking too much time to replicate? Just ping out the error. Okay, now I am comparing this. Guys, please watch carefully. Ganesh, first let attend the session, then I will let that check, right? A is equal to B. If these both strings are equal, message will be equal, else not equal. I will run it and we will see the output equal, right? But what will be the output now? A. Can anybody tell me what will the output? Like Anabarshu, can you tell me the output?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What will the output?
It's not equal.
Why?
Because the string A is a small one. The small string B is the initial caps, so it's a different string.
Yeah, just because this is A is capital and this A is small. So how we can fix it? Just here write A dot. This is a equals method. Here we have equals ignore case, right? So this method will ignore the caps and smalls, and now output will be equal, right? So what we have two method, one is equals to compare string and one is equals ignore case to compare strings but ignoring the caps and small letters, right? So we have these two, right? So we can compare strings in this way, but if we are using a string with new operator, then we cannot compare by using this equals, right? So likewise we cannot write this statement if a equals to b. For when we are initializing string by new keyword, we cannot write this statement because this will compare the references and references will be never same, right? Let me show that.
Your voice is breaking.
Who is this? For everyone my voice is breaking. I can't hear several people. My voice is breaking, right, people? Everybody have same problem. Bilal.
Now it's good.
Your voice is little.
This time, yeah, same. I can hear about you. Your voice is also breaking. So, Sumit is there, maybe.
Since your mic is away from you.
Mic. Okay. So my voice is breaking right now. Now I am clear or not? Okay, thank you. Okay. So these are these are the right. Now I will be declaring string by using new keyword. New keyword. String A is equal to new string here Sumit string b is equal to new string Sumit. If a equals to b, sys out equals Sumit is here. So Bilal, you can reach out to Sumit for your query, and you can post your query in your Facebook group. Oh, what's this? Equal else sys out not equal. Now I will run this program. So Bilal, can you let me know what will be the output for this? These both string are same, right? So what will be the output? Bilal, can you hear me? Wait, Sanjeev, wait. Bilal, can you hear me? Okay. Bilal can't hear me. So Sanjeev.
It's not equal.
Okay. So Ganesh. Sanjeev gave a wrong answer. So I want to ask with Ganesh, what will the output? Let's see that code. What will be the output? Equal. Yeah, you are right. Why? Don't mind, bro. This is incorrect answer. Answer will be not equal. Why? Because this new keyword assign a different reference to it, and this new keyword assign a different reference to b, right? So reference will be compared, right? And references will be compared, right? And references will be compared, never be same, right? So what I need to do, if I am using new keyword with any string, I need to use a dot equals. So override this, and this values under this will be compared. I will show you how. Now this time answer should be equal. So can Sanjeev let me know what will the output now?
The a dot equals I'm not getting, because when you explained previously I could understand that the a and b is a different address, so that's why I given it's not equal right answer. But this I'm not getting it clearly. So a dot equal, what it will compare. So maybe equal.
Anybody else who understand can let me know.
No, it's not equal because you said it equal ignore case only match the string.
Yeah, right. So it will be not equal, right? So when I will be here, I will be using equals ignore case, as Ambarsu said. Here I will use b and I will remove this. So in that case it will ignore caps and smalls, right? So answer will be equal. And let me explain it again.
So that point I missed is.
Don't worry, I will explain again. When I write like this, a string a is equal to new string ABC, and I write the string B is equal to new string ABC. When I compared if A is equal to B, yes, what will happen? This is a new keyword. This will create an reference like this. This new keyword will create next reference to next variable, right? Here will be a B. Likewise, we create an object for class. Suppose class is student, a is equal to new student, right? So it creates an object for this. So it will create an object, and here what is the information? Information is ABC for a. So this new object, new keyword will create object for this a, and this object is created, and this new keyword will create a new object for this B, and this is created. And here it's saying that store this ABC inside this object, so this ABC will be saved. Similarly for here, because similar ABC is here. So if I compare A is equal to B, right? So what it will compare? It will compare the references. So references may be A 1 2 3, and this their reference will be different. 1 2 3 4 might be, right? Example, for example, I am not sure what will the address assigned by the compiler, right? So here this ABC and these will not be compared, 1 2 3, and these addresses, and its addresses will be never same. That's why output will be not equal, right? But what if want to compare the data inside these objects? So we can override these objects. How to override this? There are method equals, right? So we have to simply write a dot equals B. So this will compare data inside A. We can also write like this, B dot equals, so don't be confused for that. For B dot equals and equals to which I want to compare the data, right? So this, what it will be doing, it will be fetching the data of it, A B C is equal to, and fetching the data of B A B C. So these both are equal, right? So that's why it will print equal. Now Sanjeev, right? Understand?
Yeah, I'm getting.
But what if I make it again like caps A? So this is again not same, doesn't matter. So in that case you can use equals ignore case, right? As Ambersu said, right? So this was the exact case what I was trying to explain. This is a similar case. Here S was small, that's why data we have to use. Now this time if we don't use equals ignore case, because the cases are equal, but we should normally use this if you are comparing two strings, so that I can know that whether these strings are same or not, excluding the part of the small and caps letter, right? So this is the part of that. I hope everybody get this. Okay. Now what I will be taking array. Likewise, I have taken an example array for that yesterday. Here I have, yesterday I was covering up integer array, and I said I will be covering string array tomorrow. So tomorrow is string array part. Maybe object array, this will I will cover later on when I will need it to use, right? But here yesterday integer array, whosoever has missed this concept, please again pay attention. A is equal to new int, and here we will mention the size of the array, suppose 3, right? So how you are assigning the values? A0 is equal to 5, suppose A1 is equal to 10, suppose A2 is equal to 15, suppose, right? How we will assign value for this one for string array. First of all, there is no such string concept, so you have to use wrapper class for declaring a string array. String a, I gave it, you can give it any name, but I am giving a is equal to new string, what the size, 3. Similar thing, right? Similar thing with integer array, similar thing in the declaration is same, right? But the class, this is the wrapper class. How you will assign value to it? Similarly like we assigned yesterday for integer array. String index 0 will be assigned, suppose call as a1 is assigned by 2, maybe a2 is assigned by Sumit. Are you there? Sumit, are you here? Sumit is not here. Okay, so this way you can declare a string, right? So this is the one way of declaration string. Similarly, where array integer array was declared like this, int a is equal to 1 2 3 4. Similarly you can declare it for string as well. String a is equal to a b, right? You can do it similar, but this you will explore it. But how to do in this case, how will you run it? Similarly you have done it with int I is equal to 0, I less than equal to 2, or you can make it I less than 3. So if I less than 2, so 0 1 and for 2, so this will run 3 times. Less than 3, it will run again 3 times I plus plus. And here you have to print sys out string and index I. Every time I will be incrementing. First time it will print a0, second time I value plus plus, it will print a1, and third time I value again plus a2, and fourth time the value will be false. So it will first print college, second 2, and industry. If anybody has any problem until here, please let me know, otherwise I will be moving to for each loop, right?
I have a two question.
Okay.
For example, when we say a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, for example, if we are giving string 3, so it is allocating a 3 values like this one. For example, if I give 0, so what it will get allocated? 0 or nothing?
Here 0.
But if you 1 or 0, right?
No, you want to give 0 as a string, so it will print 0 as a string.
No, not the value. I'm talking about the initialization part. For example, int a of is equal to new int a int 3. Inside value are given on the top.
I am not getting your question.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, for example, now you have given int 3. So it is created a of 0, a of 1, a of 2.
Okay.
Okay, now if I give only int 1 inside,
Here.
it will create a of, for example, a of 0, right?
Yeah, obviously.
If I give a int 0,
0.
yeah,
So there is no mean of declaring an array, right? So size should be there, at least 1 should be there for size, right? How will you give 0? I have never tried this. I hope that this might be giving an error to you. As per Java says, at least some size should be allotted to array, right? Otherwise you can use this array int a is equal to, you can declare a null array, right? So you can declare like this. In that case, use this one.
null exception.
Yeah, so this will not be giving error as I expect, but this will be surely giving error. Size should be there for array, right? You are going for size, at least you should allot some size, but I have never checked whether it will give an error or not. But yeah, your question is very nice for me. I will explore it, but this should be give error. I will check it with when I will be going for programming.
Okay.
Okay. So you have you got this concept or not? First of all,
Yeah, I got it.
everyone got that, how to declare a string array, how to traverse that string array using for loop. Okay, so how to, first let me complete this part and Sanjeev question for cross verifying, and then I'll be going for each loop, otherwise there will be mess up. Let's try to declare array of integer 0, right? So int a, just check it, is equal to new int 0. So there is no such error, but array of size doesn't mean anything, it will not have any index, right? So this is not an error for Java, but how will you allot any value to it, right? So this will not be possible in that case. Just move on to our topic. Yeah, this might be an interview question. It is not an error, but there is no such okay. So I'll be declaring string a is equal to new string for size 3, right? Here a 0 I will allot with college, a1 I will allot with 2, a2 I will allot with industry, right? So this way I will run this, and first of all I will run it by for loop. Integer I is equal to 0, I is less than, if you are using for this, if you are using the latest Java version like Java 1.13 or Java 1.14, check it for that. This may be fixed to these versions, right? Is equal to less than 3 I plus plus. Okay, now what I will be doing, I will be printing this one, sys out a and I. So what it will be printing, it will be printing college to industry, right? If I remove this ln, this will be printed in same line, but we can make it much better. Suppose we don't know the size of string, there may be cases in future when you will be working with Selenium that you might be not knowing how many drop downs present, values present, how many such, like you don't know how many countries are present, but you want to print those countries inside your console to cross verify whether that country is present or not for your test case. So in that case you might not be knowing what is the exact size of a string over there, right? So how will you get to know? You have two things for that. You just first either can run that a dot length, I hope you guys understand this, so this will be working for that, or you can directly jump for the for each loop, right? So how to use that for each loop? Let me come again to our slide. For each, suppose we have a string a string array is equal to new, right, string 3, and here I have values for that a0 is equal to a, suppose a1 is equal to b, a2 is equal to c, right? I want to run it. For loop, what I have done, int I is equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus, and I have simply printed sys out ai over here, right? So it was printing college to industry, right? How we can do it? In this case it will be printing abc because values are abc, right? How we can do it? By for each loop. First understand why for each and difference between for and for each. So this also said as enhanced for loop. You might have heard enhanced for loop. And basically this for each loop is used for objects, and here you can see string. This is an array type object, right? Just because there is new keyword, if I declare it like this, string a is equal to new string, right? So suppose value sum, and so this new keyword we assign an object. Similarly, like you make an object for a class, right? So here this is an object. So when you are working with objects and classes, just use this for each loop. How to use? Sorry, just need to understand. For, just write this for. Your Eclipse IDE is so much powerful that will provide you shortcuts to that will make for each loop for you, but you should know that concept of it, how we can use it. So suppose you are going to debug someone's code, then you will able to understand what this for each loop means. Just write this for, just like this for, but just write it for, and go for the class first. Which is the class? String is the class, right? Just because S capital, string is a class. So just go for this class, whatever represent. Suppose a student class was there, so I was going to write a student over here, but this is a string class. So after seeing that, I have written a string over here, but this will not be case any time, just because for concept this is a string, but when you are working with objects and classes, its concepts, so there may be suppose student class, so you have to type student, right? You don't have to type, you just need to type the class name to traverse with its objects, right? A string a, this is a variable for it. You can give any variable to it. Suppose ab or whatever you want to give. Suppose I give it s, right? After that semicolon, colons, right? Colons, and now go for the variable that was in a slice for this string, that was a, right? This was a. String a is equal to new string size of 3. So here you variable was a. This a variable has all these 3 values, right? a0, a1, b, a2. So which of the variables have the all values, just put it over here. Now just print this s one by one copy value. First it will copy a0 to it, and it will print sys out s. First it will take a0 value from this a, this s will be taking a0 value from this a, and it will print here, right? Second time a1, third time a2, and it will be printing, right, one by one. And you don't need to take care about the extra indexes here. If you might have written here 4, so you are going to just because array was declared for size 3, and if you are going to run it 4 times, then it was giving you array index out of bound, right? Array index out of bound. But in this case, this for each loop is too much powerful. It will understand it by own, that it doesn't how many times it have to run. So internally it is using length method as well. So how everything is defined in this for each loop. So when you don't know how much objects your class have, how much variables and values in your class have, so just use if you are going to explore this for each loop, so you don't need to take care about that. So here Same thing I will run with for each loop. First, let's know how to use shortcut. Just type FORE and control space, and here for each is suggested, right? Just press on enter. It has make you to this for each loop variable. It has in a slide by its own, because this is the standard of the making any variable. Suppose we have a student class, right? Student, so we use like this is student, right? So these are the standards, that's why it has made this variable following the standard. Suppose I give it to any name a, suppose I give s, right? Now I will, what I will be doing, sys out, and what variable I will be printing this s. Okay, so this a will first give index 0 to s, and this s will be printing. Second time this a will be giving first index to it, and this s will be printing first index value. And third time this a will be giving second index, so this will be printing second index value. Now I will run it, and you can see this call is to indexed. If you remove this ln, it will print it on same line. If anybody have any question related to it, please ask. Everybody got it? So what was the topics covered today? Most important session of till. So I have taken main see, this is the Tuesday or Friday, Tuesday or Wednesday, Tuesday, right? So one session I missed with you guys. So 4 and 6, this is the most important session of those sessions comparing to those. Equals, right? Equals, override, right? For each, string array. So these 4 most important topics have been covered today. So if anybody has any query, please ask, otherwise I'll be leaving this session today. Okay, Bilal, you will stay, and Sumit, please, you also stay here.
Yeah. Hi, Sumit.
And one of them was who was asking the question about this. Ganesh, you please stay.
Yeah, hi, Sumit. Sumit, I am facing issue while writing the program for sorting array.
Then I will join and save.
Okay.
I need help on this.
How much program you are getting for that?
Rest all from the task array.
You can please share your code, how much you are getting in your class.
Okay, I will see. Right now,
At least try to do the logic part first. If you know logic, then I will try to share your code.
okay, I will share.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, Sanjeev, what you want to ask?
Then I have the